James Hunt for the untouchable True School Sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I want to touch on this, and this may ruffle some feathers. This may upset some people. And before I even get into my point, let me just preface everything I'm going to say by stating I am not a Bam Rodriguez hater. I quite like Jesse Bam Rodriguez. I've always talked highly of Jesse Bam Rodriguez. And I've been higher on him than a lot of you guys that are watching this video that may criticize me in the comments or have been in the past. That's just a fact. But I got to call out something that I'm seeing. Now, great performance from Bam Rodriguez. You can't really argue with the sensationalism of his performance, how great it was, the angles, that it was like a left uppercut angle, another left uppercut to the body. It was a very creative setup that led to the knockout of Guy Estrada. You can't hate on the craft, the skill, and the high level execution and application to the sport that is Jesse Bam Rodriguez. You can't. But in a lot of these post-fight interviews, and I'm even going to criticize myself. This is also partially my fault. It's not just Bam's fault, but it's my fault too. It's good old True School. It's good old BT's fault too, because he keeps calling out Inoue, as are many fighters in this weight class. A lot of these guys keep calling out Inoue because he's like the Canelo or on these weights where when you fight him, you're going to be making and generating life-changing, not just life-changing money, but life-changing attention. No fighter's life in boxing is ever quite the same after an Inoue fight, because of the status it brings you, because of the money it brings you, these kind of things. And he keeps calling him out, despite the fact that he's at 115 and Inoue's all the way at 122. Now, the reason why I have a bit of a problem with this is because there's someone literally in the weight class right above him, 3 pounds right above him at 118, that he could go fight. And he goes by the name of Junto Nakatani. And he's one of the best pound for pound fighters in the sport. Just like Bam is. He's one of the best. I think there's every bit as much of a claim for Junto Nakatani to be on the pound for pound list as there is Bam Rodriguez. Some people may disagree with that, but he's done the same shit Bam has done. He's fought in scaled weight classes, been champion in multiple weight classes. You could even argue that even though he hasn't fought the names Bam has fought, he's fought fresher guys. He hasn't been fighting these, for the most part, 34, 35-year-old guys, That's just objective reality here. But to me, it's like, okay, we know Bam is great. We know Bam is one of the most offensively creative fighters in the sport. We know he's one of the most accurate fighters in the sport. We know Bam Rodriguez is one of the best technical boxers in the sport. However, you'd be remiss and you'd be intellectually dishonest if you didn't highlight the fact that a lot of these guys, apart from Sonny Edwards, who I give him full credit for because that was a dominant performance, but the majority of the guys he's beating are older fighters who are clearly on the way out. They're not fresh guys close to or in their prime. That's just the truth. All right? So I want to see him in a fight where he fights a guy where you could say, you know what, this guy's in his prime. This guy is just as youthful, he's just as fresh, he's just as dangerous as Bam is at this moment in time. And Junto Nakatani, he ticks all those boxes. And I don't understand why he's not calling him out. Maybe you guys, because I know I got a lot of smart, intelligent viewers of this channel. Some of you guys smarter than me. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I don't claim to be. I'm just a boxing fan who tries to see things from as many perspectives as possible and give you guys what I think about the sport, and we have fun talking about it. But I don't understand why he's not calling out Junto, because let's be real. In a way, fight for Bam isn't realistic. Even Bam, by his own admission, says that that's a fantasy fight. That's a dream fight. It's not realistic. Even Robert Garcia, I've talked to Robert Garcia in the person about this, and he said that in a way he's too high up there in weight right now, maybe for the future, right? So there's a universal understanding in Team Bam Rodriguez that they're not getting an Inoue fight anytime soon, right? So I think in understanding that, okay, we know that Bam more than likely next is going to try to unify the division. He's from what I understand and from what I read on Twitter, he's gonna be in. He's gonna be in, or maybe he's already on his way, or he's already in Japan for Kazuto Ioka versus Fernando Martinez, and their unification fight. So if he fights the winner of that fight, that's a 3-belt unification. That's a credible fight. That's a good fight for boxing, right? Then you have Kosai Tanaka, the WBO champion, who I really want to see him fight. I think that'd be a great fight for the division. I think people are sleeping on Kosai Tanaka. I think Kosai Tanaka is a dangerous fight for Bam. That being said, if he's not gonna, if he wants to look for those big fights, I just don't think Inoue is a realistic big fight right now. It's not. I think the realistic big fight is him and Junto Nakatani. And look, Nakatani, this is a guy that people want to see Inoue fight in the future as well. It ain't just all about Bam. I know in the States we think it's all about us. It's not. It's not just all about Bam. People want to see Junto fight Inoue. So look, you got Bam clamoring for Inoue. You got Junto, who I know would love to fight Inoue. You know, like good old Canelo said one time, why don't these guys fight each other, right? And then in due time, in due season, when the time is right, Inoue can fight the winner when the paths cross. You know, that's only right. It's only fair. It's only just. You know, and look, Bam versus Junto is a great fight. I mean, Bam Rodriguez finally fights someone that would be younger, stronger. Or I don't know about stronger, but definitely younger and bigger than him. Or just as young, but definitely bigger than him, you know. Why not make that fight happen? 2 southpaws. You got one southpaw with elite footwork who can turn you and has shown himself when he gets an opponent that brings it out of him, he can be an elite, not just slugger, but an elite boxer with a high level of technique and just understanding of the sweet science. That's Bam Rodriguez. Then you got Junto, can punch with dynamite in both hands, who is fight by fight, not just like he's not just good, but he's literally perfecting the art of using your frame and your range to fight tall. Seeing Bam have to work that out and seeing how Junto keeps Bam on the end of that jab, that's just, how could you not want that as a fight fan? How could you not want that as a boxing fan? Anybody who's criticizing what I'm saying, you're not a boxing fan. If you have a problem with what I'm saying and you think I'm hating on Bam Rodriguez, you're not a boxing fan, because every boxing fan should be clamoring for Junto Nakatani versus Bam. That's why I like, as you guys saw in the beginning of this video, you know, Chris Mannix over there on Twitter talking about some, what did he say? What did Chris Mannix say? Talking about some, I want to see Bam versus Inoue, and so do you. No, I don't. I don't give a damn about that fight. I want to see Bam versus Junto. And, you know, it's my fault. I want to blame myself, because I hold myself to a higher standard than anybody in the world. Any of you guys can ever hold me to. When I interviewed Robert Garcia, what was it, March? I asked him that bullshit about Inoue. I should have asked him about Junto. So that's my, and I've interviewed him even once since then, and still didn't ask him about it. So I'm making it known here in front of you guys. Whenever the time comes and I do get the opportunity to interview Robert Garcia again, I will be asking him about Bam versus Junto Nakatani, because that's the fight I feel is more realistic. How you doing? Good morning. That's the fight I feel is easier to make, and that's the fight I feel I just believe is a more necessary fight. Not saying it has to be next. I'm not, let Bam go ahead and do his thing. Let him go ahead and try to unify the division, and if he's successful doing that, then go fight Junto. So maybe 3-4 fights from now he can fight Junto, if Junto is still at 118. But my thing is, you're calling out Inoue, you're calling out for big fights. If that's your ambition, is the big fights, and you don't even want to unify the division, then go fight Junto. He's right there. That's all I'm saying. There's no hate. There's no slight on Bam. I like Bam. So, yeah. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Why isn't Bam Rodriguez calling out the Japanese Naka artist, the Japanese Tommy Hearns, Junto Nakatani? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from being here. So until next time, take care, guys.
Careful what you wish for, because it can become a reality.
Yeah.